Hey, this is Tony Penna with Main Street 814. I'm here with the Speed Demons. Speed definitely kills. Stay tuned for more. Hello, everybody. This is Tony Penna with Main Street 814. I'm here with two of the founding members of the Speed Demons, Mr. Greg Nash, Mr. Will Harris. I want to talk a little bit tonight about what it exactly is they do and the big combine coming this weekend. Guys, welcome.
Hey, how's it
Thanks
going?
for having us.
Welcome. Awesome to be here with you guys. And you guys are definitely doing something very unique to the area. I'll start with you, Greg. Just kind of talk a little bit about what the premise of the Speed Demons is and how it was founded.
Okay, so football is big for our area. So flag football really isn't. And one of the things we thought is just we have an area with so much talent, but to get nationally recognized or go against teams and athletes that are nationally recognized, it's hard. You have to travel to Pittsburgh. You have to go really out of the way to get that level of competition. So what we wanted to come up with is a way to get our local talent noticed and go against competition outside of their conferences. So with Speed Demons, that was the football part of it. But also, with so much going on in the world right now, there's such a gap between, people on the top and, some of us who grew up in the rougher parts of the neighborhood, some of us who came from the projects and, Speed Demons kind of bridge the gap of some of our kids' dads are doctors and some of our kids, don't even have a father. So it kind of bridges that gap and helps them understand and like this guy's just like me. He watches superhero movies. He's in the comic books. We like the same shows. We like the same music. But outside of this platform, you usually don't get those kids together. They go to separate schools or they're just never around each other. So for us, outside of football, that's the biggest thing we wanted to do, especially with our kids being part of the program, is let them, open their eyes, to possibilities in life of what they can be and be able to bridge that gap, to have more of an understanding between parents and also between the children. So.
Yeah, and as a coach of 27 years, I can tell you, first of all, thank you for your service to the community. I worked in the community for a long time, and what you guys are dedicating and the amount of sacrifice you're making, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it's definitely so needed. And as a football coach and a football guy, you're exactly right. Our local kids are not getting that kind of exposure. We've seen it in the Pittsburgh area with the travel teams, and I think the Greensburg, Altoona, Johnstown area is really underserved, and I think you guys are only going to continue to grow. Well, Will, let me talk to you a little bit about just the age groups of the people that are involved. When you guys were founding this, I know you had some different premises of where you're at. Talk about where you started out age group wise and where you're at now.
Well, like Greg said, we really wanted to get these kids this opportunity to get noticed. And also to build off of that was the opportunity for our kids to start to see what it feels like to chase that dream of being a college football player or even a professional football player and just having that experience. So we kind of started with the 10 to 12 age group, and we seen that we have some 8-year-olds and even some younger 7-year-olds that can compete with these teams in the other areas around the country. So we built into that. Now we're starting to get into the junior high level kids because we're seeing that they're underserved. That group of kids, it's time to put the work in once you hit junior high and even before. But we're seeing our kids aren't doing anything in the spring and stuff like that. So we felt that it was a real need for this in our area to get these kids working. So yeah, the junior high all the way down to 7 years old now.
And what I find really nice about this program and what I've observed of it is, and what makes it different is that there's travel teams. There's a lot of travel teams in there. Then there's some travel teams in all the different sports who train their athletes. What I love about what you guys are doing, and Greg, you can talk about this, is the fact that it's not just coming to practice to play. You're also training these athletes how to perform at a high level. So talk a little bit about what you're teaching them, on the Friday nights, so your Friday night speed and agility. Talk a little bit about that.
I think one of the biggest things is a lot of people don't understand what their body needs to be doing. So you have talent out the wazoo, but they don't understand basic concepts of a route. Where does my feet need to be? How do I need to sink my hips into my route to open my break up? How do I use my elbow to turn and open my hip up when I'm coming out of my back pedal? It's the little things that we really like the details, So for us, it's like I don't want to just take your money, put you on a team, and say go to the talent. I want you to go back to your respective schools and your conferences and truly be dominant. I want you to dominate. I want you to go back to your team next year in the spring. You go to your coach and they're like, "What have you been doing all off season?"
Right.
Be a different kid. And every kid that comes into our program comes out a better individual, just as far as being a young man and also being a better football player. Like we pay attention to the details, and we're staffed to help so many people. We're staffed to get our quarterbacks real quarterback work and pay attention to the details. Our receivers get real receiver work. Our running backs get real running back work. And on top of growing, getting faster, getting stronger, and becoming better athletes, they're going to go against the best athletes in the country. And that's a big deal when you come back to the Lower Highlands or you come back to these different conferences and you've been playing against the best kids in junior high in the country. Now when you're lined up, your confidence level. Like we even see so many kids who just they become better because they're more confident. Like I went against the best 10-year-olds in the country. Now when I line up against this 10-year-old in my conference, I know he can't stop me.
Right.
And that's what we've seen, with so many of our kids who came out the program who had great seasons this past year. So we're like super excited to go into year 2, knowing from a coach's standpoint what we have to do to be able to compete and knowing the type of kids that we need to really make the program excel and just come back as better athletes in our individual conferences.
There's no more unknown. You know what you're going to face. And Will, and I'll talk to you too. You guys both played an elite level. You were both great players. So now you're seeing, as somebody who came up through a system and just had your coaches. And again, I'm a coach, but I'm secure enough to understand that, there's things that we can do. Then there's things you need in addition. So talk a little bit about, like the detail, of the speed training part of it and the detail of the strength training part of it and what you guys are doing all. Because I think that's a huge part of what you guys do is the fact that you're starting there. The football stuff is outstanding. The competition is outstanding, but it's also breaking down those unique skill sets that make you a dynamic athlete.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, and I think and up until now, I think that's the best kept secret has been that our kids train at a young level as far as learning how to run and learning how to move. A lot of people think that this program is about the junior high and high school level, but honestly, it's never too early to get our kids started. Our Friday nights, man, we have tons of 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds in there, and with gym being taken out of schools, and these kids not getting that opportunity as much and not playing outside as much as they were when we were growing up. This is a perfect opportunity to get these kids down here on Friday nights and learn how to run, learn the mechanics of movement of their body and body control, stuff like that. But also to build off of what you said about the coaching. Nobody was doing this before. When we were coming up, you showed up to camp and you found a way to get in shape versus, these kids training throughout the off season, and it's not physically beating down their bodies, but it's actually just teaching them the mechanics and stuff like that. And also another component of that is just our coaches. We get an opportunity to get around some other coaches from other schools, just as well as we get to be around kids from other schools. There's coaches all over this conference, all over this area, who are experts at what they do and the positions that they teach, and our kids get that opportunity. So now, it just comes full circle, and our kids they get the best of what we got.
So Greg, talk to me about Saturday. We have the combine. It's this Saturday at the Point Stadium.
Yeah.
So if everybody, it's the 20th.
Yeah.
The 20th is the date, and 11 o'clock, everything starts. But talk to me. I'm a parent, so I want you to talk to me about what I'm going to experience when I get there, and then what's going to happen afterwards. So, what's going to happen? What am I going to experience for the combine, and then what's going to happen afterwards? Whether I either make the team or, I continue to train with the Speed Demons.
Okay, so when we come in, if you hopefully everyone's registering on our Google Sheets, and if you don't, you're available to drop in. That's no problem at all. We just want to make the process a little faster. So when you come in, we're going to start with a 40 combine. So, I'll quickly just teach a 40 technique from the jump. We'll get times, and then we'll break down into our individual stations. Speed Demons is bigger than just football. So I don't want everyone to think that if I'm not the best football player on my team, I can't come try out. Because what, we do, and I think, Will does a great job, Joe does a great job, and now that we're going to be bringing more staff on, we'll have the ability to bring the best out of the kid. Like a lot of kids play on teams, and some of our kids that play receiver were linemen on our fourth grade teams. We turn them to receivers because that's where they're supposed to be. So what we do is with Speed Demons is we bring the best out of you, and we let you try other positions. Most of the time, if your team needs a lineman and you're on the fence between lineman and tight end, you could come try out for tight end on Speed Demons because it's 5-on-5 flag, and we develop every kid. So you're going to come, even if you end up playing lineman again, you'll also have the ability to go to your coach in the spring, like, Coach, I've been working tight end, I've been with this travel team, they've been teaching me how to catch, teaching me the route tree, teaching me how to break down, getting my feet better. So I want everyone to come try out. Come be around local talent. We're going to have kids from Cambria Heights, kids from Somerset, kids from Altoona, Penn Cambria. There's going to be kids from Pittsburgh out there. It's going to be a great environment to see where you stack up. And, the off chance that you don't make the team, we still have Speed Demons training. And what happens a lot is people hear the word Speed Demons, and they think they can only come if they're fast. And that's not it. We have linemen that come to Speed Demons, speed and agility. Speed Demons training is about getting you as fast as your body will allow you to be. So we're going to work on your mechanics of running, how your foot needs to strike. It's very track-based, very speed-based. And then we're going to break down into clinics where we're going to be doing football training the entire off-season. So all winter, we're going to have individual football training. We're going to have a lot of big things going on. And then all through the spring, we're going to get outside. We're going to be working on route trees. We're going to be working on quarterback progressions. We're going to do chalk talks where we teach you how to read defenses and break defenses down. And it's about learning and growing and being the best version of yourself.
And there's not a sport that's out there that you don't want to get faster for.
At all.
There's never a
At
time
all.
you're going to say, I don't want to get faster. So I think that's fantastic. And for the big guys, I'm going to tell you this too as well. The kids who are the most athletic big guys are the big guys who grew up around little kids and had no choice but to run around and be athletic. So come around, be around, and I think it's a great opportunity. I think sometimes we hear travel, we think of big money.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job of raising funds. I think we hear travel and we think that's the end all be all. But I think one thing, Will, I'm going to talk to you about now is some of the availability of newer facilities, outside facilities, and some new contracts are going to allow us to play more games in town.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be great.
Well, I think, the big thing is, our season starts in March. We're going to go through June. A lot of kids will be playing baseball. My boy plays baseball. We do not interfere with baseball. The kids won't miss a game, due to our tournaments. We plan that out strategically so the kids don't miss those type of things. But also, for those kids that already may know that they can't travel or they're not going to have the time to travel or even the funds to travel, we still have that opportunity, like Tony said, as far as doing some stuff at home and even just the training. As long with the combine, the combine, even if you can't travel, come see how you stack up. Come see where you're at in the area. We have a lot of kids that are coming in just to see, who the best quarterback in the 12U in Johnstown area is. So just the competition part of it, and giving those kids those experiences. Again, we talk about those experiences and seeing how our kids respond to that adversity when they're not the best person on the team. In our area, a lot of these teams have one quarterback or one running back that's good, versus now you're in a room with 5 or 6 running backs in your same age group or same grade, and now how do you compete? Because that's what you see when you get to the college level. So, to build off of what you said about the travel part, the travel isn't all and be all. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, and that's the nice thing about this. There's nothing bad that can come from this. It's all good, unless there's a perception of something bad. I think this is great. I think this is just an unbelievable opportunity. And Greg, talk a little bit about that. Like, the fact that there is absolutely nothing bad that can come from this. I think we can't speak enough about what you're going to get as a travels player, but just as a kid who's training. This is top-notch work.
Yeah, what you're gonna get is, it's just like any other sport. You want to be in a room, whether you're wrestling, you're playing baseball. You want to be in a room with the best athletes. You see a lot with wrestling is people are gonna go train where the best athletes are at. You see with basketball, if you're on a travel team, you want to be on a travel team with the best kids. We're giving you the opportunity to be around training with the best kids in the area. It's not about just traveling. So every Friday night, we're going to be doing speed and agility work, and you're going to have the best 8-year-olds in the area and surrounding areas, the best 10-year-olds, the best 7-year-olds, the best 12-year-olds, the best high school kids. And then we're going to translate that into making it a thing where we're going to be able to get work. We'll be doing a ton of one-on-ones, versus high school kids. You're never too young or too old to learn things the right way. So
right.
like a lot of people are great athletes, but they haven't been taught how to run the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what we truly focus on, is teaching you the right way. We have 6-year-olds that can run the route tree. We have 7-year-olds that can run a route tree. And it's not a thing where I bring them to a facility every single day and we're just working. We might train once or twice a week, but they're training the right way, and we're creating an environment where they want to compete and they want to be the best version of themselves. And for us, that's the most important thing. It's not about beating the kid down and giving them a thousand hours of work a week. It's about, when we do teach them and we do apply technique, we're teaching you the right way. We're teaching you the right way to run. We're teaching your feet what they're supposed to be doing, and we're teaching your body to be under control as you move, which it translates to every single sport. I don't care if you're a soccer player, you're a lacrosse player, you're a baseball player. Movement is everything, and speed kills. It does. In every single sport, speed kills, and that's what we're about, teaching you the right way. And I think it's a great thing, and it's in a great environment. And we haven't had a kid who had a bad time, man. Every kid who tried out last year is back this year, and they're excited and ready to go, as well as we are.
Nothing's better than being that guy running away from everybody. Nothing gets the crowd more excited.
Yeah.
For
Nothing's
sure.
better on Friday nights when you're that guy at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock when the news comes on, and you're the guy breaking away from the pack. And you don't have to be the running back or the quarterback to be that guy, or the wide receiver. You could be that guy all the time. You could be the guy that lays that great block. These opportunities are out there. Everyone's chasing these opportunities. Why not give your kids the best training? This is the best. There's no question about it. So you're looking at the Speed Demons. We have the Combine this weekend. Saturday, the 20th of November, 11 o'clock, Point Stadium in Johnstown. Pre-register if you can. Where can they pre-register at?
Find our Speed Demons page on Facebook. Join if you're a member, then but if you're not a member, you could just click join and we'll add you. And then you can check my Facebook, Greg Nash. You can check Coach Will Harris, or Joseph Sherrod Hall. So we're all good to go.
Check it out. Get yourself signed up. Come get some great work and have a great time. And you got to really want to support people who are developing, not just players, but the young men as well too. And that's why we're behind that. Main Street 814. We're real happy to have both Will and Greg here tonight. Check the Speed Demons out. They're up and coming.
Thank you.
Awesome.